Hey, what up? It's Brad with Home Love Construction, and in this video, I want to explain whether you should buy a home with wood-framed floors. Now, how do you know? First off, how do you know if a house has wood-framed floors? The simplest way to know is if you have a crawl space underneath the home. Now, a crawl space, by the way, if you don't know what a crawl space is, and I'm totally losing you with the terminology here, go to renovationdictionary.com and grab one of my renovation dictionaries. Just get it shipped to you, sit there with it open and be like, okay, crawl space, what? Oh, crawl space, that's what it is. And there might even be a picture of it. So grab a renovation dictionary. It will help you to understand what I'm saying, and it'll help you to not get ripped off by contractors. If you want to know more about how that happens, go to renovationdictionary.com. Now, on the wood framed floors, if there's a crawl space, which means there's dirt down at the bottom, and then there's actually the floor of the house up here, and there's space in between, that's a crawl space. You could have anything on the outside supporting it, but there's actually room beneath your floor and the dirt. If that's the case, it means you got a wood framed floor. Now, don't despair if you already bought the house. It's not the end of the world. Here's what's important to know about crawl spaces is, one, you can preserve a wood frame floor of the house for hundreds of years. It can be done. It happens all the time. In Florida, it is not the most advantageous thing to have a wood frame floor because we have so much termite, like termites are just everywhere here. We have water, we have rodents, we have bugs. There's a lot of things that can happen. But again, don't despair. There are things you can do about this. Now, if you're looking to buy a home and you walk into one that has wood frame floors, my immediate initial reaction as a GC is walk out. Don't buy it. Don't even go see it. Now, that's a very extreme stance, and somebody's going to be like, but I love my 100-year-old home. It's great. The floors are great. They've never even sagged once. I get it. There are exceptions to everything. But as a general rule, both in my general contracting, in just being a person who lives in Florida, a Florida home buyer, a real estate investor, if I see a wood framed floor in a house, I'm gone. I have had too many terrible experiences with trying to repair them, trying to replace them, trying to fix them, trying to level them. I see a wood frame floor, I'm done. It's not even a conversation for me. So the reason for that is because the repairs to a wood frame floor are so difficult. Because what you wind up with when you have a wood frame floor, just so you're aware, is that you have the wood that's supporting the floor, right? And then you have walls that are then sitting on top of that are putting weight down on that floor. And then you have a roof that's up on top of the walls. So if the floor starts to sag a little bit, let's say it goes down by an inch, you don't just have to lift the floor by an inch. You have to lift the floor and everything it's supporting by an inch. And that's really difficult to do. You literally need to get a metal beam underneath the house and a bunch of jacks and jack up the metal beam. It's typically done for in the neighborhood of tens of thousands of dollars. And a lot of times you have to demo a lot of the existing house. Most houses don't have quite enough room underneath to do it from underneath. So you have to actually demo out the floor of your home and totally screw up your whole living space and the cleanliness and everything. And then do that and hope that it comes out correctly and hope that bringing that up doesn't then make another area low. It becomes such a mess that from my professional viewpoint as a general contractor, it's simply not worth it. Now, as promised, if you're already in a wood frame home and you're like, oh my God, I shouldn't have bought the house, don't freak out. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Here are the important things to do. One, you need to pay a general contractor to come and inspect the home and identify which of the floor joists are in trouble, which ones are rotten, which ones are sagging, which ones are looking not so good. And then you need to, as quickly as possible, get added support underneath those. That is the first thing. If I was just gifted a home and I was like, boom, here you go, you got to take care of it now. First thing is I would support anything that looked even questionable. The second thing that I would do is I would pay a company to encapsulate the crawl space of the home, which means they're going to spray it down with whatever mold protectant and fungus protectant and whatever. And then they're going to actually do a vapor barrier from the ground up, and they're going to spray it out and even probably add insulation underneath the home. That's the next thing that I would do, is get that crawl space like a freaking clean, the vacuum sealed area. That is to prevent problems from happening later on. That's how you make that almost, 100, 200 year floor rather than a 20-year floor. And then the third thing that I would do is if there were some soft spots in the floor, I would then actually have those replaced with the same 3/4 inch plywood. And I would try to do that as little as possible. Once you start getting into replacing the underneath your flooring, we call it the subfloor, you can get into a lot of extra work, which you probably don't want to do, but I would replace if it was soft or sagging anywhere, I would try to just replace those areas once I had everything else nice and supported and the crawl space encapsulated. I would do the repairs, and I know this is gonna sound backwards, but I would do the repairs last so that they're easy to do in a controlled environment where everything else around it is supported. So if you have a wood frame home and you're looking to add on to it or you're looking to renovate it, we can help with that instantaneously. We've done it with tons of different people. It's very easy. We actually can not only handle the renovation, but we can also design what the new home is going to look like and plan it around what we know about these old wood frame homes, because it's real nice to plan these, moving the kitchen over here and the bathroom over here and If you don't know how these old homes are built, you can run into problems with an amazing plan that then cannot be executed and you have to compromise and blah. And by the time you're done with it, you're like, wow, I spent $80,000 and this is the result. This is crap. So in order to prevent that, you should go to homelove.construction/design, where we can actually get started on a home renovation design for you today. Literally, you could get on the phone with one of our designers today and get rolling on your home renovation. So if you're interested in that, go to homelove.construction/design and see what it's all about. It's an amazing process. And I hope that we get to help you with your renovation to your home. Now, that said, if this video brought you some value, hit the subscribe button below. It does help me out quite a bit. It helps us to reach more people. The more people we reach, the more projects we do, the more videos we make about the things that we learn. So hit the subscribe button. It does help me out quite a bit. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.